In today's modern Britain, there walks among us the spectre of a growing deadly threat. It is the greatest menace we've ever seen in our lifetimes, and if left unchecked has the potential to tear at the very fabric of civilization as we know it. Extremism. You are probably not aware of just how far extremists have infiltrated our society. They do not lurk in the shadows. They live next door to you. They could be your closest friends. You could even have an extremist in your own family. If they stand outside a shop to protest at that company's perfectly legal entitlement to keep the tax bill down, you've got an extremist. If they cause disruption to legally authorized and licensed mining companies who only want to provide jobs and vital tax revenue for the British economy, you've got an extremist. If they sing songs in public parks that are anti-establishment, you've got an extremist. If they use social media to speak out against the great Westminster policies designed to help save our country from financial ruin, you've got an extremist. If they take strike action in an attempt to extort money from hard-working taxpayers, you've got an extremist. If they don't believe everything the BBC tell them, you've got an extremist. If they burn books for no reason, you've got an extremist. If they ever voted for Alex Salmond, voted yes to separation, or if they read the Wings Over Scotland website of hate, you've got the worst kind. You've got a nationalist extremist. You must report these. Aye, alright, that's quite enough of that crap. You might not believe me, but only a couple of them were made up. It won't have escaped the attention. Oh, aye, it's Christmas, by the way. It won't have escaped the attention of most of us that Westminster vilify and demonise anyone they consider a threat to them, labelling them extremists in order to garner support from the public who equate extremism with terrorism. So let's turn the tables for a minute and apply the same kind of thinking towards politicians in the Westminster Defence League. Ed Balls and his MP wife Yvette Cooper both claimed expenses for the same property, making tens of thousands extra on top of their combined salaries, which were close to £250,000, and yet he couldn't afford to pay for his own poppy wreath, so he tried to claim for that as well. Ian Duncan Smith, who famously said people can live on £7 a day, claimed for a £39 breakfast and claimed for underpants on his expenses as well. George Osborne dodged $1.6 million in tax by turning his inheritance into a trust fund. Multimillionaire David Cameron and his multimillionaire wife Sam have claimed every taxpayer-funded benefit available to them, from the mortgage interest on the home in the country to a 7p bulldog clip. Westminster has guzzled over £250,000 worth of champagne since 2010, and their bars and restaurants are subsidised by us to the tune of £5 million a year. I could spend all day on this, but you get the idea. Oh no, don't get me started on that, Bam. We're not extremists, we're non-conformists, guilty of nothing more than legal acts of civil disobedience. The SNP councillors that burned a bit of A3 to symbolise the Smith report and their objections to it was blown way out of all proportions. Labour hack John McTernan described it in the Daily Mail as book burning, brutishness, an act of violence, even going so far as to say it was a grotesque video nasty. A tad extreme, John. It was none of those things. It was a perfectly legal protest, but it was stupid because it left the SNP open to attack from the Westminster Defence League. Since the publication of the Smith recommendations, I've noticed a small number, and I stress small number, of posts on social media calling for acts of violence against unionist politicians and vandalism against unionist media outlets. People saying we need to display our anger at Westminster and those that support them. Now I've no idea if these are real people behind the accounts posting these calls or whether they're agents provocateurs run by Westminster. But we cannot allow ourselves to be driven by our anger. Does no one remember Yoda's words?
Anger leads to hate. Hate leads to suffering.
All we'd end up doing is playing into their hands, exactly like the SNP councillors did. Murphy could barely draw a crowd until he got egged. The guy that did it admitted afterwards that he was angry and frustrated that Murph wasn't answering his questions. He let negative emotions get the better of him, and suddenly Murph was all over the news. He didn't realise that such a small act of protest would blow up in all our faces, and now he's sorry he did it. I can understand that we're all fed up and frustrated with their lies and their deceit. Believe me, I share that frustration. But Gandhi didn't free India by screaming, "Egg the Queen! Bomb Westminster! Kill them all!" John Lennon said it best. When it gets down to having to use violence, then you're playing the system's game. The establishment will irritate you, pull your beard, flick your face, to make you fight. Because once they've got you violent, then they know how to handle you. And this is the only way they can get themselves back up the polls over the next 5 months. Probably why Labour are picking the most obnoxious of candidates to stand as MPs. Never forget that they have the majority of the media on their side, and they'll use it to vilify us in the same way they've demonised the unemployed or anyone who speaks out against Westminster and threatens their hold on power. Just look at what they've been doing to Russell Brand. If you want to beat the Westminster Defence League, then spread the word and do it at the ballot box in May. This Christmas, a time of peace, let's remind ourselves that we got ahead in the polls with art, humour, reasoned argument, and most of all the truth. And we did it peacefully. So Merry Christmas everybody, and here's to a very Happy New Year.